When Nicolas Maduro announced Hugo Chávez's death on Venezuelan television on 5 March 2013, the sobs and tremors of his voice reflected much more than sincere sorrow. The vice president and designated successor of the leader of the Bolivarian Revolution was most probably gripped by anguish given the magnitude of the task that lied before him. How would he defend the revolution's achievements in an economic and political environment that had become very unfavorable? How could the flame of the revolution be kept alive without the charisma of its emblematic leader? How could international pressure be resisted to put an end to an increasingly criticized experience? How to address the chaos in which the country was irremediably sinking? The task seemed all the more difficult as Maduro knew he was fragile. He certainly was one of Chávez's most faithful followers, but he did not have the personal qualities required to galvanize supporters, or simply to preserve the unity of his political family in the face of adversity. Is the former bus driver, who became Minister of Foreign Affairs and then Vice President, the executor of Chávez's will or his gravedigger? Maduro's life story is not the kind that encourages the emergence of a legendary figure like that of Chávez or Lula in Brazil. Born in 1962 into a working-class family, his birthplace is not known for certain. Maduro changed his story several times. When Chávez died on 5 March 2013, Maduro orchestrated his succession. He acted as interim president and ran as a candidate in the elections organized on 14th April, which triggered a controversy over various interpretations of the Constitution, Articles 229 and 233 in particular. The opposition argued that only the president of the assembly could act as interim president, and that a sitting vice president could not run in presidential elections. The Supreme Court finally ruled in Maduro's favor, and the elections were maintained. Maduro won a narrow victory, with 50.6% of the votes. The succession was to be challenging, especially as Chávez embodied the Bolivarian Revolution and its so far positive track record for the low-income social categories in the oil boom context. Oil prices were following a downward trend in 2013, and Maduro did not seem able to manage the looming economic collapse. Moreover, his political supporters were elusive. In 6 months, the Chávez camp lost 500,000 votes, and its hardcore became increasingly radical as the opposition's public expanded. Yet satisfying this loyal electorate could only further polarize the country. The following period was headlong rush forward. The regime stiffened in the face of an opposition that was becoming the majority, but did not deviate from its political line as the country sank into economic chaos and a humanitarian tragedy of an unknown magnitude in the region.